What's up? It's Alisha here from AlishaLeytem.com, and welcome back. So today I have a really good topic for you, and it's something that has been on my heart a lot lately, and I've been really thinking about this and talking about this with my husband and the women that I mentor and my clients and myself. I've really been working through this myself recently, so I just felt really inspired to hop on and share this with you. I am here to help you reach and become your happiest, healthiest, highest version of yourself possible. I'm here to help you just become that the ultimate version of who you are, okay? And who you're meant to be, and teach you the tools and the ways to be able to do this. How to have anything that you want, how to get anything that you want, no matter what. It's always this first thing. This is the first step to having whatever it is that you want. And the very first thing, are you ready? The first thing is you have to know exactly what that is. You have to get super clear on what that is, on what it is that you want. And I've seen so many times clients and even myself not really getting the results that they want, whether it's in their life or in their business, and it all really just stems back to the fact that they weren't really clear on exactly what it is that they wanted. So you have to take a step back, and this is going to take a lot of really digging deep and really asking yourself what it is that you really want, and allowing yourself to explore this, because until you know exactly what that is and you're super crystal clear, at any minute, you guys, I should be able to ask you what it is that you're creating right now in your life, what it is that you want right now. You should be able to give that to me right now. Now, I know this so well because I'd struggled with this in the past, of being afraid of committing to that one thing, of being well, I'm working towards this, and I kind of want this thing, and I mean, I'm really trying to work on all of them together, and then I'll see what happens. And you know what happens? I don't get any of the things. You're not going to get any of the things. So if you want to get the thing that you want, you have to know what that thing is that you want, and you have to be really freaking clear on what that desire is, on what that outcome is to you. And here's some tips to figure this out, because I know that it can be really overwhelming to be oh my gosh, I don't know, that's really scary for me to answer. The reason that it's scary, I'm going to challenge you on this, and I know this from experience. It's not scary because you don't know what you want. It's scary because that means you have to commit and decide, and that might mean you might fail. And it might be easier, okay, work with me here, it might be easier to say, well, I kind of want these things, and if I just try to do all these things, then I have a less likely chance of failing because I'm spreading it out between everything instead of fully going for that one thing that I want. But that's one tip, okay? The other tip I have for you to figure out what it is that you want is to follow your curiosity, and remember that this one thing that you want right now isn't the one thing that you have to decide for the rest of your life. It's just this one thing that you want and you're working towards right now. Take the pressure off of yourself that deciding on this one thing that you want right now with utmost clarity isn't the end-all be-all for the rest of your life, right? It's the one thing that you're deciding to do and choose right now, right? So take that pressure off of yourself, and then come back to the real thing of what's going on, because you're not getting anything that you want by not committing and deciding on the one thing that you want. You guys, you have to decide. That's my last tip for you. When you have a lot of options. I'm sure you have a lot of options. I'm sure you're okay, I can do this, I'm really interested in this, but what about this? And does this mean that if I focus on this, that I have to give this thing up forever, and yada, yada, yada. Here's the thing. When it comes to that, and you have a lot of passions and a lot of directions and steps and routes that you can go down, you have to just choose one, and you have to decide, right? I promise you, all of that inner turmoil, all of this confusion and procrastination and not really getting anywhere will go away. You will be able to release that when you decide and choose the one thing, you know what? I'm going to choose this. This is a decision that I'm choosing. This is what I want. And that passion, once you make that decision, first of all, you'll notice crazy things happen. The universe just supports you right away, because the universe is like, oh, you made a decision. Congratulations. We're going to support you. And then all of a sudden some things will start to happen and you'll be like, oh, right, okay, this is good. But then the more that you commit to that and the more you stay on that decision that you've made, the bigger that passion is going to get. And the stronger you're going to feel connected to it. Right? And the easier it's going to be, and the more focused you're going to be, and the more you're going to be able to manifest and do the rest of the steps of the manifesting, of getting whatever it is that you want, by deciding and believing that you're worth it, and believing that it's yours, and believing you can have it, etc., etc. But you can't do any of those things, you guys. You cannot believe in yourself or just visualize or whatever if you don't know what that one thing is. So you have to go back to the basics. Decide what is it that you want. Make that decision. Commit to yourself and trust yourself that that thing that you're deciding is the right thing for you right now, because you're being guided down that path for a reason, right? You're being led down this path of curiosity, you're curious about this thing for a reason. You've been kind of dabbling in this area for a reason, but until you fully commit, until you fully decide, until you have full almost clarity and fully step up and be like, yeah, I want this. This is what I want. And I'm not afraid to say that. You can release the fear of saying that this is what I want. Is this making sense, you guys? So, it's just so on my heart, because you can try, if you're giving the universe mixed messages, you're giving yourself mixed messages. You're not really going to attract anything when you don't have the one thing that is the one thing that you can visualize and know without a doubt that that is what you want next. When you really decide on what it is that you want, and you really believe that you're worthy of having it, and you believe and work towards that, and you take the inspired action, you take the guidance, and you trust that that desire, that thing was placed into you from your higher self, from the universe for a reason, you can't fail. You can't mess it up, right? You might have little bumps along the way, but you're not going to mess it up. You just aren't. You're going to get that thing. It might not look the path might not look the way you thought it would, or the path might not be as easy as you thought along the way, and you might take a few steps back to keep moving forward, but you're always going to get that thing, as long as you know exactly what that thing is, okay? So that's my call to action for you guys, is to get really crystal clear on what do you want, and get clear on it, all right? I hope that this served you guys, and thank you for being here. Love, love, love. Have a good day. Bye, guys.